Hey, what's up YouTube? You are at the We All Juggle Knives channel. Today, I've got Trustfires to review. Yes, now the one we're going to review in this video is that one, the T4. As you can see, this is their 18650 lithium-ion cell lineup. They all use one 18650, right? But those two are more the EDC type models, and this one more of a tactical light, and I will explain what I mean. But right, it's got the strike bezel. All right, so that's what we're going to review in this video. Now this light, the T4, maximum brightness 1000 lumens, maximum beam distance 384 meters. And here are the rest of the stats on the light. You can also see the run times there, the beam distance, and if you want to just read the whole thing, you can go ahead and pause this video and read it at your leisure. Your T4 will arrive with this lanyard, some extra O-rings, and this holster which has Velcro overflap. It's got this loop on the back, and that. And as you can see, it's got a tactical ring with a lanyard slot there, as well as lanyard slots there. It's got a removable pocket clip. Tactical ring is also removable and reversible. It's got a pronounced strike bezel. It's got lots of texture for grip as well as for dispersing the heat. It's got a tail switch and it has a smooth reflector. Now that is the low mode. To get at the battery, you just unscrew the tail cap here. Alright, so that is a Trustfire battery. That did not come with this light, but that came with another of my Trustfire lights. So I figured I'd use the Trustfire in the Trustfire. Now this has two different mode cycles. In the first mode cycle, it couldn't be more simple. All it has is the high mode in this cycle. So a half press will give you momentary on, and if you want it to stay on, just full press. Alright, so that is the high mode, and that is the first mode cycle. Very simple. Now to get to the second mode cycle, what you do, just a quarter turn of the head here, just a little bit, actually not even that much, just a tiny bit, and that puts it in the second mode cycle. And now for the second mode cycle, now be warned, we have a strobe coming through in this, right? So, but first, this is low mode. Right now if I turn it off and then turn it on again, memory function, so now it's in a low mode. All right, let's cycle through. That was low, it's only 5 lumens. That's medium. That's the high mode. That's the strobe. Alright, and that's SOS mode. You need to signal for help. Alright, so that's the second mode cycle. Alright, at this time I'm going to roll in a lot of demo footage. I went to the creek, I went to different fields, I went to the lake, I went to the swamp, I found critters in the backyard. Hope you enjoy this footage, and after that, I'll come back with final thoughts on this Trustfire flashlight. Alright, here is a top view beam shot of this, yeah, that's my foot. Here's a top view of this Trustfire light. Wow, some nice geometry there. Yeah, look at those angles. And it's going all the way. Let's get behind it. Yeah, pretty nice. I mean, that's, you can see that river of light there. Okay, YouTube, we're out here on the old testing board with this Trustfire T4. This is the lowest mode, you can't see it. We're going to cycle through the modes. Alright, this is just the lowest mode, so I don't know if the camera can pick that up. And I'm going to warn you, I'm going to cycle through to the strobes momentarily, so strobe warning. Alright, so once again, low mode. This is the medium mode. This is the high mode. That's a strobe. Yeah, that's a pretty disorienting strobe. Right, and this also has SOS. That's the SOS mode. Alright, that's enough of that. It's kind of annoying, but you know, I did want to show you all the modes. Alright, back to the high mode now. It's definitely bright, and as you can see, it's a good balance of focus and flood. Hey, what's up YouTube? We're out on the road. Can you hear all the frogs and everything? Alright, let's shine this down the road, see what you would see if your car broke down and there's no lights on this road, so it's a country road. Alright, pretty nice. Just disappearing into the distance there. Slight amount of haze in the air, but it lets you see the focus of the light better. Alright, and what's over here? There's a hill over here. Yeah, so shining it up that hill. Alright, and we also got some, what else do we got? We got some woods. And you see, this is a pretty focused light, you know. Got some woods. Alright, let's go check out Frog Creek. Yeah, you hear it? It's getting close. You hear that water? Yeah, this is where Frog Creek is. Alright, here we are at the creek. Let's see what we can see. We got the opposite bank of the creek, up to the treetops. Alright, the little wood bridge way over there. That's a pretty bright light. I am up on the banks of the creek. That's where I am. You can see a lot of detail with this light. You can see, wow, you can see all the little bubbles. If there's any fish in there, you'd be able to see them. And again, I'm way up on the banks of the creek. Alright, YouTube, well, this lights things up really well, I would say. This would be a nice light to go hiking with, you know, you want to see some stuff. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Just taking a stroll through the swamp. Well, it's kind of a lake with some swampy areas around it. This is a path where the geese like to, how shall I say, they like to relieve themselves on this path. Alright, and then to either side of me, well, this is basically a kind of a turtle paradise, I would say. You come here in the daytime, you're going to see a whole bunch of turtles sunning themselves, warming themselves up. I got some water over here as well. There's a lot of fish in this water. I don't know if they'll... Oh, there's one. Well, I don't know if you can see it, because this thing is so bright, but... Yeah, well, I can see it with the naked eye. But yeah, there's a bunch of fish in there. I'm back here. And there you got frogs. All kind of stuff. Let's keep on walking. This would be useful light if you were, let's say, going hiking. Or perhaps even going hunting. You know? Because that hot spot you see on the ground, right, when we point at something there, like it's good for lighting up a man-sized or deer-sized target. Do not spotlight for hunting purposes. But still, in an emergency, you know, you never know what situations may develop. Alright, we got some reeds over here. Wow. I'm gonna hunt some frogs now. Yeah. Oh, I see a... Just off camera, I see a Bigfoot. No, just kidding. Well, alright, YouTube. Not much out here today. But we do got foxes and coyotes in this area. I know I saw earlier this year, I saw a coyote. It was like a coyote puppy. And, you know, some of the more civilized folk, when they saw it, they were like, people were panicking because it was near like a walking trail. People were acting like it's a wolf or something. It was a coyote puppy, come on. Alright, YouTube, I'm gonna hike out of here. I just wanted you to see this as kind of an outdoor light. Alright, YouTube, here's a good shot of just some, well, vegetation. Yeah, I'm standing, there's like a bridge that goes over, you know, part of the lake, the creek. What's down there? Not much, just, you know, places for rabbits to hide from the foxes and so forth. That's what's down there. Now here is the Trustfire light shining across a small lake. That's the water there. That's kind of a far bank with some trees. And that's the sky. Yeah, so this is scanning a lake. This is a bridge that goes over, you know, this part of the lake. And then you got this whatever little pool right here. Alright, YouTube, I've just been like wandering around in the darkness for about an hour just testing out this light. Went around various terrains. Now this field right here, if you saw my flashlight video where I got the fox on video, I stalked the fox. This is that field, so I'm going to call this Fox Field. Alright, and then that fox, actually, I think those are deer. I see a few deer over there. But yeah, and then that road, that's the road that fox went across, right, when I got it on the video for one of my other flashlight things. But yeah, that's Fox Field. Alright, well, it's getting cold, so I've been testing this thing for at least an hour on near the swamp and the lake. So I'm going to head on home, but this thing is going strong. I'm really impressed by this light. It's been very useful. I always bring a backup light in case the light I'm testing craps out, but I haven't even had to touch my backup light, which is an old zebra light. Alright YouTube, we are on the soccer field, and you see that goal in the distance? Now there is a lot of, wow, there's a lot of pollen in the air tonight. I don't know if the camera will focus if I zoom in. Yeah, the camera, it's hard for the camera to focus, but hold on. Yeah, I think you can see it from that shot. Yeah, so that's it. This is more than the length of the entire soccer field, because I'm not standing on the field. Yeah, that is the soccer field, and that is the goal. Well, alright there, YouTube. There you saw it, crossing the soccer field with this T4 from Trustfire. Alright, YouTube, we've spotted a trespasser in the backyard with this Trustfire light, and I am in the second story window. Let's take a look at this trespasser. Alright, it's in the neighbor's yard. Let me zoom in. Yes. Alright, so you got the wildlife just happily eating. The deer are very happy because they just survived the winter. And look at all the food that they can chow down on. I mean, if this was a human trespasser, you would totally be able to identify friend or foe. Alright, what else can we see? The neighbor really hates these deer because sometimes they eat her garden and her like garden plants. Yeah, this deer doesn't even care that I'm just here narrating this video. It's like, I got food, I don't care. Yeah, these suburban deer, you know, they're not scared. They're not really scared of humans so much. Alright, YouTube. That is the Trustfire at the backyard security mission. And we are back. I hope you enjoyed that. Alright, so when a flashlight maker says a light is tactical, that word really refers to a collection of different features. Let's go over those features now. And I have that compact Trustfire for comparison. See, that one is designed for ease of carry. It's like an EDC light designed to be compact and streamlined, right? So what are the main differences? Well, first of all, look how much bigger the head of the T4 is than the head of the EDC light. So what does that do? Well, number one, it allows them to put a larger, deeper reflector in the tactical light. So this actually has more than twice the range of the smaller light. The larger head also disperses heat better, and it gives you more reach. If you had to reach out and actually smash something with your light, it gives you more reach that way. Notice the T4 has a tail switch, the other one has a side switch. The tail switch is easier to find under stress. The tail switch is easier to use with gloves on, and it allows you to use this light in the reverse grip, which is included in a lot of police training. Now this also has a tactical ring, which allows you to physically manipulate the flashlight more easily, especially under stress. Let's say it's emergency, right? You have to pull out your flashlight really quickly. You see how that helps. It also anchors you. If you are in the reverse grip, it anchors it right in your grip. It's a secure grip. It also allows you to operate it in the with the cigar grip. I would not use this in any sort of fight, but it does allow you to operate the light at odd angles. That's more for inspecting a vehicle. Also note the lanyard slot there, that can also be used for other accessories. Now I'm not, a gunfight in the dark expert by any means, right? So I'll just point out there are other accessories that can fit into the lanyard slot. Another important tactical feature is the strike bezel. Yes, that has a little bit of a bezel, but this a lot more prominent. And if you have to, in an emergency, if you have to smash a window or if you have to smash an attacker, all right, that's definitely going to leave an impression. Now let's discuss the lumens. 1,000 lumens, that's as bright as this gets. That's not the brightest light out there by far. There are some that are, 2,000 or more in the same category. So, is that a drawback? Not necessarily, because when you see an ultra bright light in this same category, that's a burst mode. I have a light that'll produce 4,000 lumens from an 18650, but after 20 seconds, that particular light gets so hot that it becomes uncomfortable to hold, right? So, if they made this brighter, it would have less endurance. This light is not going to get nearly as hot, nearly as quickly as many of the super bright lights. I've had this in its highest mode for over 10 minutes straight, and it got a bit hot, but it was still, I could still pick it up without getting uncomfortable. So this just is a lot easier heat management, and if you do somehow manage to get this super hot, it has thermal control, right? So if it detects that the temperature of the light is too hot, it will reduce power to basically keep you and your hand comfortable and keep the light safe. Another thing I would point out, the range on this light is very good. This makes the most of that 1,000 lumens because it puts more light on target. If you had a light that was brighter, but it was a flood style light, right? It's not putting as much lumens at practical ranges on target as this will. This is meant to focus and illuminate a man-sized target, right? So you got to think more about the range and the focus rather than just that lumen number. It's like, how are they being used? This uses them well for the tactical mission. Also, by choosing to go with 1,000 lumen maximum instead of, 2,000, 3,000, this is going to be compatible with a wider range of 18650 batteries, whereas when you start upping the lumens, they will work with less and less 18650s because basically the ultra bright lights, they require high drain batteries that can withstand more amps. For example, my newest through night lights do not hit their turbo mode with my old through night batteries. They're not totally compatible with the old batteries because they're going for so many lumens that through night had to start using different batteries, IMR 18650s, right? So the benefit of this, it's going to be compatible with a wider range of batteries. Now, as far as improvements or features that they might want to add, or features that Trustfire might want to consider for future models, one thing I can think of is the dual tail switch configuration. That's very popular now. This is a night core, this is a Claris, and this is a Phoenix light. And as you can see, these all have the dual tail switch configuration. So what would adding another tail switch do? Well, it would allow Trustfire to remove the strobe and SOS from the main cycle, right? And then they could have the other switch be an instant strobe, right? So you could have a mode where you have one switch is instant access to the highest mode and the other would be instant access to strobe. And as you see there, it's common to make the two switches different shapes, like those first two. The second switches are paddle type switches, and on the third one, the switch is elliptical instead of a circular shape, and it's at a lot different angle. And that is so you can discern between them by touch easily. There's less ambiguity and chance of hitting the wrong switch. So that is one thing that Trustfire might want to consider, right, in future models. Another thing they might want to consider is including a shortcut to the strobe and the SOS so that those would not be in the main cycle, right? But some other lights, they have a shortcut if they don't have a separate switch for those, right? For example, a double tap or a long press. And that would be another way to get those flashing modes out of the main cycle but still accessible. So final conclusions on this T4. Well, we have to talk about the price and the performance. Performance first. Yeah, this thing works very well. It definitely came through. It never failed. It never fumbled. It was easy to use, easy to manipulate. It's got very good range, as I said. I like the tail switch and the half presses. I also like the simplicity of you can have two mode cycles, and it has the super simple mode cycle, which is basically full press for the high mode, half press to momentary on the high mode. It doesn't get more simple than that. I like the simplicity of that. So in summation, this works really well. So I do recommend it in terms of it does everything that it has to do. But we also have to talk about price, because no matter how well it works, I mean, if it's it all depends on price, right? If it's worth it to you. Now, this just recently appeared on Amazon, so there's I think only Trustfire themselves are selling it there, right? So it's hard to judge what the final price will be. But I just took a look today, and relative to the competition, this is actually a pretty good deal. All right, for example, the Olight Warrior X, which is a 2000 lumen light in this same tactical category, the Olight Warrior X is going for $170 right now on Amazon. And that's if you get all the tactical accessories. Now, if you only get the minimum accessories, the Olight is still going for $130. And you can check that out. I like Olight, but dang, they are pricey. Well, when I last checked the price on this, less than half of that Olight, right? So I see where they're going with this. I see where they're going with the pricing. They're presenting this as a budget alternative to really pricey prestige brands that are in the same category, right? So again, you could buy the Olight for $130, and I've done many reviews for Olight. They like me and I like them. But if you don't want to spend $130, like I said, this is currently less than half of that price. So I think that is kind of a good area for them to price this at, because it's flat out not as bright as some of the competitors. That Olight, it's twice the lumens, but it's a little more than twice the price, right? So the pricing on this kind of makes sense, and it could even go down more, because like I said, this is brand new. Once the inventory increases, if they can make more at a cheaper price, etc., or if there's like a Christmas sale, that could go down further. But at right now, yeah, it's justified, because this is a budget play on much more expensive brands, which I've also reviewed. I've reviewed Nightcores, Olights, Zebralights, all the prestige brands, and they're good but expensive. So if you don't want to go that high, but you want something that will do the tactical mission, that's where this fits in. I will include a link to all the Trustfire lights on Amazon. Those will be affiliate links that help the channel. I will also include a link to Trustfire's website directly if you wish to order from them. All right, and I'm not sure what countries they ship to, but I'm sure they'll include that information. Alright, so this has been We All Juggle Knives and Flashlights. Stay tuned for more videos. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'm out.